Hello, everyone. This is Bruno with a new segment called 10 Minutes or Less with Bruno No BS. A very simple, casual interview. No fancy cameras. Today, I have the honor to speak with a legend in our roofing industry. One of the most successful person I ever met in my life. Okay, his name is Richard Seaman, owner of FiberTite Corporation. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well. Thank you, Bruno. It's a pleasure to be on your show today.
Thank you so much. Tell me, how long have you been in the roofing industry?
We've probably been involved in the roofing industry for almost 40 years now. We started in the early 80s to be involved in the roofing business, but that was the result of being in a lot of other industrial fabric businesses since 1949, when my father started the business with 2 sewing machines in a basement, sewing lace around baby doll diapers.
Unbelievable. So when did you realize roofing would be a career for you to choose?
Well, it was sort of an evolutionary process. As I mentioned, my father started our business. I grew up in the business. When I graduated from college in 1968, my father and I worked together for 10 years, but then he died of lung cancer, and he was only 55 at the age, but it's very young. But he had a really creative mind. He's learned how to mix vinyl compounds, how to coat them on nylon fabrics. The first product that he made was truck tarpaulins, materials for truck tarps to replace canvas truck tarps. But he didn't stop there. He continued to look for other applications for heavy-duty industrial fabrics. He made fabrics for air-supported structures. And then at one point, he began to realize that one of the problems with PVC was the liquid plasticizer that you put in it.
Right.
And over time, that plasticizer would leach out, and the fabric would get inflexible and crack. So he knew that was sort of the Achilles heel of vinyl fabrics. Now you can improve on that, and he did by using different plasticizers and the way he mixed the vinyl compounds, so that we were getting 10 or 15 years of life out of a lot of our fabrics, particularly for air-supported structures. However, he continued to be concerned about it, and about the middle 70s, 1970s, DuPont came out with their polymer called Elvaloy. And we worked with DuPont closely and learned some proprietary ways in which we could replace liquid plasticizers with this polymer. We were alloying the DuPont polymer with PVC as an alloyed product that would retain the flexibility. You'd still get the flexibility that you get with PVC liquid plasticizers, but it was more permanent. It would stay in there. So we made environmental products out of that called XR5. I don't know if you're familiar with that product line or not.
Yes, I'm familiar with it.
We would make those fabrics for chemical resistant kinds of applications that were out there. Well, one day I learned that there were people taking the XR5 and they were putting it down and selling as roofing material to compete against the Carlisle 60 mil EPDM at the time. This is in the late 1970s. When I started looking into that, it looked like a great market opportunity for us, but the XR5 was not the best product for it at that point. Number one,
let me interrupt you very quickly. At that time, there was any PVC on the market? Or
yes, there was some PVCs on the market. Some that were coming over from Europe, and some others where the people have gone out of business at this time. And those PVC products were not performing very well because they, like in a hailstorm, they would crack terribly and not work well. So when I looked at the marketplace and I saw the market opportunity and I looked at the products that we had, what I did was get our chemists to work together and take the technologies and experience we had from making fabrics for architectural structures. These were fabric structures that we knew would last 10 or 12 years. And then blend that knowledge with the technology we'd learned from XR5. And so we made our own unique product called FiberTite.
It's different than any PVC out there right now, right?
Totally different from any PVC because it didn't use these liquid plasticizers, but it was designed for the roofing market and being able to both not only withstand chemical resistance, but long life in outdoor applications for 15, 20, 25 years. So we we developed that product, and that's essentially the same product we're making today. So what we developed 40 years ago, essentially, is the same formulation that we've got today. Now, the other thing we did, at that time, Carlisle's product was just a film. It was a rubber film. It had no reinforcement.
Right.
PVC's had some reinforcement, but they were open weave scrims. And we said, we're not going to do that. We're going to take a tightly woven fabric that we had so much experience with, again, in architectural structures where the fabric was the roof. And we're going to retain that woven fabric and put this unique coating on top of it. So not only do we get coating protection, but we get wear and tear and puncture resistance. I would say that what we did was create a fabric that was like putting a single-ply membrane that was like putting a truck tire on your roof instead of an inner tube on your roof. And that's proven to be the case. I mean, it's the best combination of technologies that we had developed 20 and 30 years prior during the time.
I train roofing contractors nationwide. And what I hear a lot is that there's no other single ply, and we're talking about TPO, EPDM, PVC, Hypalon. There's not a single ply that is close to what you guys accomplished, and it's just incredible. I've been in many FiberTite roofs before, and it still looks spotless. Of course, by the end of the day, you need to do preventive maintenance because that's the key of the building.
Right.
But to preserve, the roof, But I haven't seen yet, like a TPO that lasts longer, like a PVC from FiberTite. I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but I've seen good products like Sitka Sarnafil. They do have a very good line of PVC. There's a iRoof system. They start doing good products, but when it comes to PVC, you guys are the king of the PVC period. There's no, oh no, the other company. No, you guys are the the major distributors on PVC in the United States, and you guys are also worldwide too, right?
We are worldwide. We're shipping fabric into China, and we years ago used to ship quite a bit of fabric into Germany, but then the exchange rate got to a point where it wasn't profitable to do that.
What's your functions with FiberTite?
Well, 5 years ago, I retired as the CEO of Seaman Corporation. So we have a new CEO, and of course, we have a whole FiberTite organization now that's out there. I'm basically a resource. I serve as the chairman of the board. We have an outside board of directors. We get reports from our senior management team about how the product is going. We look at what our liabilities issues are. So we constantly are looking at the warranty experiences that we're having out there, and they continue to be very, very favorable. So, and then we provide support for continuing growth. We want the market.
So you pretty much, you are the ambassador of FiberTite right now, right?
I can be an ambassador, yeah, a resource and ambassador. That's what I like to do.